Well, hello, everyone. There's Jonathan Martin getting off the set. It's my live stream.
What's up, guys?
um, Thank you for joining us for another edition of Parent to Parent. Like always, I got off the set, and let me just acknowledge what I've been very insecure about today, which is my under eyes. Do you guys see it? It's like swollen down here. It's allergies, and I've done the cold compress. But apparently, I just told him to zoom out. We also have this filter on our cameras, which I don't know if you know, that's why we look like extra good, or we all just need help. There's our news director coming through right there. She's really concerned about our weather, which, Fox 26, our app. It's probably a good time to download that right now. There she is right here. See, right there, Susan Schiller. You can email her at any point if you want to say any good things about me. So I'm so excited about this segment. It's because, well, hello, Bill. Okay. So I'm so excited about this segment because I am talking. This is actually what I really wanted to do initially, which is just talk to someone. Because in real life, like, I just like people who are just keeping it real at all times. And this chick, let me tell you, keeping it real. I've known her since it's going to be 10 years now. Can you believe I've been at Fox for 10 years? Nuts. So, and I've worked with her at like 4 a.m. in the morning. She used to be a producer here in the morning show, but now she is a digital content producer. Let me show you the latest thing latest, biggest accomplishment, I would say. Boom, there we go. There's Carolina Sanchez and her little baby boy. Now, let me tell you, he is adorable. Okay. Now she's joining us live, and this little baby boy right now is watching Encanto and giving us time so that we can talk about how not just adorable he is, but also getting real about parenting, because she works extremely hard. Working from home is difficult. Just the loneliness and just everything in general. So without further ado, hey, girl.
What's good, Mama?
What's good, Mama? Okay, so we've known each other since before we became mamas. Actually, mamas.
You may not remember this, but April gave us a tour of the studio at the same time.
I don't remember that.
And I think you were a new hire, and I was interviewing with Bob Morford. But I remembered you, and I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know if you were interviewing or if you were starting your job.
That I think of, were we in the lobby together?
I don't know if we were in the lobby together. I just remember in the studio when April gave us, I like registered you. I was like, let me look at her, because we were just walking side by side.
Yes.
Tour.
Now now it's all coming back.
So we literally started around the same time. Yeah.
Yes. 2013. Mm-hmm. Bob Morford. Shout out to Bob Morford for giving us a chance. He was a news director at the time. Now he's doing amazing things. I think doing missionary work or something. It's crazy what people do outside of this business. Yeah. Hello, David from, where is that? Is that a flag?
CNMI.
I have no idea. Okay, so let's tell you what Carolina Sanchez does now. She is a digital content creator. Can you tell us what that is for all the folks out there?
So basically anything involving the Fox 26 platforms that live on the internet. So yeah. Our main website, our social media platforms, our live stream, our YouTube. Like, I am one of the people on the team who's just punching out all that information and things and obviously our apps, which I heard you mention earlier. Yeah, so please download those.
Thanks. Kudos to me, huh?
Yep.
God, Fox 26 weather app is amazing. So you started off though, well, you worked in New York as well, right?
Right. I started at the Fox News Channel, kind of working as the liaison between the channel and the affiliates. And I did a lot of field producing there, which is honestly, that was my dream job for a long time. I just wanted to be a field producer who went like to wars, I wanted
to be an international news correspondent like Laura Logan and Christiana Monpour.
Yes. So I wanted to be your producer.
We could have worked together.
We could have worked together. I mean, we still can at some point, maybe.
Yes.
But life didn't happen that way. My now husband, was my boyfriend long distance living in Dallas, and he proposed while I was in New York. And that was just like, what I did. And so the New York bureau chief at Fox in New York was like, jobs always come and go, and family, you don't ever tend to regret family. Was all she said. And she was like, and we like you, so you have a good reputation here. Shit doesn't work out. Excuse me. If things do not work out, luckily we're not on TV.
No.
Things do not work out, come back. Well, things have worked out since we're here. Still married, all right? Still married. So yeah, I didn't know anything about local TV until I got here, and it was just like, hey, we need a producer now.
Yeah.
So I was a writer at first, but they were just like, girl, we need you boothing. We're short staffed.
Yes. And we worked together on the morning show. So I was a reporter in the morning, and you were a producer. And so my point with that is, like, we've kind of had to deal with each other at all hours of the day.
Yes.
And I've always appreciated how real you were with everything, and how real you continue to be. And I would say that we are kind of blessed with the role of being a parent now, and I don't have it figured out. And by doing these segments, I've realized nobody really has it figured out. And it is difficult because, you surround yourself by people who uplift you, who grow with you. And that is so crucial, especially as a parent.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I've learned that being a working mom is very challenging, but also very fulfilling. So I was going to ask you, what sort of kind of draws you to continue to work? Because you can obviously say, I'm not going to work. My lifestyle might be a lot different, but it's a choice you do have.
Right. I think for me, I'm going to keep it 1000%. And I wasn't the mom who had the baby and fell in love with the baby immediately. I didn't have that butterfly. Oh my God, this is the most amazing feeling. I was meant to be your mother when I gave birth to this kid. And he was colicky. So the first 3 months of his life were miserable. Like, I was dying to get back to work. I was like, let me find me yet again, please. Because I was living solely for him. I was his life source. And without me, he couldn't do anything, and I couldn't do anything because all I was doing was keeping him alive.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, if I even had like a little bit of a thought of wanting to be a stay-at-home mom, like that shut that down very quickly, that experience. Now I don't want to make it seem like I don't love my son. Like I love the heck out of my son, and
yes,
he's the most beautiful baby ever. But it wasn't rainbows and butterflies over here. It ain't the mama blog that you read about or the influencer mom you see on Instagram and TikTok. Mm-hmm. And new. It was a very hard time. And for me, I was raised in Dallas and Colombia, and I moved to New York when I was 18, lived there about 10 years before moving to Houston. And my family's in Dallas, but I have no family here. So I don't have anyone to lean on for support. And during those first 3 months, my husband went back to work after 2 weeks. You know how paternal leave is.
Yeah,
in the United States.
Which is ridiculous in this country.
Right.
By the way.
So I was worn out and looking very forward to going back to work. And I've always been very work driven. Like, I'm very fulfilled with life in the news industry. So I don't think even if he was a wonderful baby, I would have been like, oh, I can't go back to work. I can't leave you, because I really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a cousin who's a stay-at-home mom, and she loves that life.
Right.
She feels fulfilled. I don't think I would feel fulfillment being a stay-at-home mom.
And I think that is a realization that has to come for everybody in their own way, because I have the same situation. I have friends. One of my friends, I think you know her. She doesn't have to work. I mean, she really doesn't. She's in the TV business also. She's, her husband makes a lot of money, but
Yeah.
and she has 3 kids, but that's her fulfillment. That's her constant. That's her normal.
Mhm.
And I think that's also why we have we're so engaged on the Instagram and all of that. I think Instagram's more of a bigger thing now for us than Facebook or Twitter, just to check on it because it's our normal.
Yeah.
It's that's the constant. I don't even know who the heck I'm talking to, but I'll post and I feel normal because I'm posting,
Yeah.
It's like going back to that because you're so far removed from who you are just because of all these new things that are happening. And, being a working mom is hard as hell. People
Preach.
ask me how do you do it? And I'm like, I don't really know. I'm living day by day, just like everyone else. And, I would say the latter, like we're talking about, I would not be fulfilled. I think I'd just be like mentally, it's good for me to work, to have some sort of structure.
And I don't know if you went through this, and it wasn't postpartum, but it was like a loss of identity, right? Like trying to figure out who the heck is Carolina outside of being this newborn's mom and life source. Like I was just trying to rack my brain of how do I get back? I mean, obviously your body's completely changed.
Right.
Which we don't talk about how incredible the woman's body is. Enough. And then it's you can't really go back to being the same you anymore, right? Lifestyle changes some,
right,
with 1, and then changes a lot more with 2, as you know.
Yeah.
And then more with more, obviously.
Right.
But for a long time, I was really, really lost in who I wanted to be in this new chapter, and trying to reconcile the old me with who I should become. And I think I'm still trying to figure that out. It's difficult, ma'am. It is. And so I can't imagine what postpartum depression is like, because that's just an added darkness to the crazy thinking.
So I think once you come to the realization, which is what happened, but I do a lot of spiritual reading and that sort of thing. So not religious based, but when you realize the person you were 15 years ago, you're not right now. So, and how you get out of your comfort zone and that's how you grow. Well, we're totally out of our comfort zone, right? Nothing is normal.
And we ain't never going back.
And it's whoa. And then when you come to the realization, wow, I'm the best version of me that I've ever been.
Yeah.
And I made people.
Yeah.
I
mean, the other day, so I rarely go to the station, for people who are watching. I rarely go to the station now. I'm kind of hybrid. And I ran into Rashi, and I was just having one of those days. It was just overwhelming, the weight that I was carrying. And I mean, you were just so wonderful in that moment because you were so positive, talking about you are where you need to be at this time, and you are who you need to be at this time. And I just started freaking waterworks, because I mean, we have to have that self-compassion and that gratitude of self of you've accomplished so much so far. Even if you're lost, yeah, you created a human. Yeah, you're a full-time working mom, making it happen. You're keeping up with your house, or you're doing this, that, and the third. And it's dude, you're killing it. You feel like you're drowning, but you are killing it.
Yes.
That is such a hard message to receive and to learn and to practice every day.
Yes.
But, I mean, you hit me hard that day. I was like, Rashi in my life all the time. Because
you know where I am. I am right here. I am right here. No, and it's so true, but it's so true for everyone. It's where one of the things that I that when I was listening to that kind of was another note, and something came off, and the thing is that several things, but I'm going to backtrack to your husband, your parents, your friends. They may have said that same thing in a different way, but the way we communicate, the way things stick in our brain, it might be like the way I said it to you, that helped. And that was like, wait, I get it now. You know, I get that. And, you know, we as humans are born with compassion, with greatness, with all this. And it's the culture and growing up where you start learning and seeing divisiveness and just the negative, you know, and you'll hear words like mom guilt about, which is huge, right? But I mean, decades ago, centuries ago, there was not like this mom guilt. Obviously, there were a bunch of other problems, but
Yeah. There were. Yeah.
There were some other issues there. Yeah. But you know, it was just about raising your child, just enjoying every moment, because that's the only thing you have is the moments.
Yeah,
and that's the only thing, you know, you can keep. So it's like enjoying that time, but then you feel guilty if you're not enjoying that time. So it's this constant thing, but it's like, hold up, let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah.
I have to keep telling myself that.
And you have to keep telling yourself that. I think that's the hardest lesson, right? It's like you got to constantly be like, be present in this moment and know that these kids aren't going to be this little for that long. Like,
yeah.
My oldest is 15 and like 6 feet tall, basically. And it's just like, where the heck did the time go?
Yes.
Because it flies. It flies.
And we respond to people who are positive, who are not anxious, so much better. And that is parallel to how kids respond. So I'll tell you, I'm very blessed with having my grandparents alive on my dad's side, and they live in Houston. And whenever I bring both the kids who are constantly fighting to my grandparents' house, they just, my grandfather, their great grandfather, is able to handle them like nobody's, you know, like it's because he's so calm. He's so like, okay, we'll do this. Okay, instead of the, okay, come on, I have to do this now. I need to, you know.
Yeah.
It makes sense that. And my husband's grandfather lives in Katy with his parents, and same with him. He's like, he has a hearing aid. He's, you know, he's 95, and the kids just grab a paper and they'll color with him because they just know it's just a calming. And it's like, wow, like we need to be like that. Because imagine being around us.
We're crazy. So they're going to be crazy right back.
We are crazy. You know when we take a break? When we have buckled in our son and our daughter in the freaking car and we're going to the driver's side, and you're like,
and hopefully they fall asleep on that ride.
Right? Yes. Well, I can't believe it, but we have a little less than 2 minutes left.
Oh, wow.
I know. So I just wanted to ask you, what are tips that you've learned that you would tell other parents when it comes to parenting in general? Because we didn't even touch upon this. I have a picture. Here we go. Your whole family. You have a teenager too.
Yes.
Eros is your son. He is so adorable. He's going to be a heartbreaker.
So parents in general. I think one of the Shonda Rhimes, the amazing Shonda Rhimes, did this graduation speech at Dartmouth where she talks about being a powerful working woman and a powerful mother. And she applied it to both the male students and female students that were there, probably non-binary as well. But when people ask, like, how do you do it all? The real answer is, I don't. Because whenever you see succeeding at work or you see them succeeding at home, they're failing either at work or they're failing at home. She's, you know, maybe at my daughter's dance recital and I'm missing Sandra Oh's final scene on Grey's Anatomy. Or, I am at the set of Shondaland and I'm missing my kid's practice. And that goes back to the mom guilt, but it's like, you make those sacrifices because you want to feel that fulfillment and so you can be the person that you want to be. And when you are that person, you are a much happier person, a better person. That way, when you're with your kids, you present as that better you. And so if you're starting to feel resentment, there's a problem, right? You need to feel that fulfillment. You need to go after what you want. If you're not well, mentally, physically, or whatever, then how can you show up for anyone else? How can anyone depend on you? So you can't do it all, but make sure you're happy and fulfilled in what you are doing, so that you can show up for others, your babies. Because they look to you, and if you're in a good state of mind or in a good place, then you'll feel that energy. You may not be as calm as Raj's grandparents and Daniel's grandparents, but it's definitely a much better experience for everyone around.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So agree. Well, Carolina, thank you so much. This was awesome. It's just
great.
therapeutic too. I hope you guys enjoyed this, because it's just nice to hear from others that are, we say like in the trenches as well, but we are. And sometimes we need to look up and know that the light's there, and we are the light. The kids are the light. We just got to see it. Sometimes we got blinders on. So, it's amazing. So, thank you, Carolina. I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for you in my life. And you're definitely part of my tribe that keeps me going. One of the working moms that I really do look up to. So thank you for being you. And I hope he's not finished in Kanto yet.
Well,
he's been great.
TV can be a great babysitter. Not all the time. Sure can.
Sure can, just for a little bit. So thank you, Eros, for that. I appreciate it.
Thanks, babe.
Oh, all right. Thanks, Carolina. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us on another edition of Parent to Parent. I'm so glad we were able to bring in Carolina for this. And if you have any story suggestions or anything you want to talk about, please let me know. You can email me, rashi.bats@fox.com, and we will see you next week. Later.